Hi everyone, Diesel here. Welcome to Brawl Holla. If you got in trouble with the live Brawl Hall video, which I shown with the season 13 Battle Pass costumes, maybe go check that video out before this one. But today I am showing some more St. Patrick's, or should I say, Luck of the Brawl costumes for 2026. And I know St. Patrick's Day had pretty much been over pretty much by now. Actually, well, pretty much been now. Actually, it might have been about a month later. And pretty much this is, I don't know when this Luck of the Brawl pretty much ending, but since it's still here, why not go ahead and show some more costumes? So pretty much around over that time, I shown was Thea, Dalhan and Jiro, and Kern Jiro. So those are costumes I shown from around last month. So now I'm gonna start showing is the KO Arthur Candle Mordax, Ragnar the Co-Tennis, and Warbone Elgrim. So those are the three costumes I'm showing for today in Brawl Hollow. So I win this time as always. Let's go into this. So let's go ahead and head here. So let's start with Mordax. So let's go ahead and change that color real quick. So here we go. So I think if I remember, this costume was last year. I think this costume was last year if I remember. So we got the Candlelit Sight and the Melting with Gauntlets. Alrighty. Mordax. Alright, so let's show it as Small Brawl Heaven. Alright, so here we go. So when I remember first time showing this costume doesn't feel like a St. Patrick's Day costume. Because if you take a look at the costume actually, it literally looks like a Halloween costume. Literally no joke. So let's see. Left air. Up air. Okay. Wait, how far did it go? Oh, wow, that is really interesting. Okay. So you gotta hold it for a while charging up. Interesting. And do that. Alright, and then we got, and mostly the down air as well. Alright, hold on. Owls. Alright, nice. And then we got this scythe. Which I know like his scythe is a cool weapon scan. I really like how they did this. So let's see, left air. And then up air. And then down air. Alright. Yeah, so this costume is really cool. But like I said before, this costume literally looks like a Halloween costume. Like, I'm not giving no hate to it, but like, it's kind of odd that like, we got some very weird costumes for Luck of the Brawl for like, for the past few years actually. Cause if you want to know, pretty much this year, we got was the, where is he at? I think is he down there? There's so many characters in the game, it's really hard to tell where he at. I'm looking for Volkov. Is he down the bottom or is he up? Yeah, I have no clue where he is. Oh, I'm sorry everyone. I'm trying to figure out where he at. You know, I can probably just go to the store right quick. Okay, so where it is? Okay, he has it right here, does it? I'm so confused. I just shown it literally around like literally last month. There you go. Yeah, so we had this costume, which is the Avhart Volkov. So that is very interesting. So that costume was literally not a St. Patrick's Day costume, by the way, which is a Halloween costume. Which I'm kind of so concerned about is that why is Brawlhalla keep doing like mostly with these like costumes, especially with like kind of like Halloween ones. If you could just do like anything kind of like a St. Patrick's Day look, or dress them as a leprechaun, dress them as a leprechaun, or dress them someone green. Why we had to keep going ahead with these Halloween costumes? I mean, they're not terrible, but they could be like for Halloween. Like they be cool for Lee Halloween for Brawlhalla. Like I have no idea what that. But let's just move on to the next costume. So the next costume is the Ragnar one, the Ragnar the Cultist. So his weapon skin is the Greed and Rice and the Glide Glory. Nice. Ragnar. Now this costume was not shown too long ago. I think this was the 2024 or well, it might have been 2025 or 2024 costume. I have no idea. They shown so many costumes the past years. This is like so hard to keep up. Alright, so here we go. So here's the costume. Really cool. I mean, I never really give some credit to Ragnar, but like, this costume is pretty much cool. So let's see. So we got is the left air move. So that's his axe. Down air. Green fire, because he's a dragon. And then, see if we can hit with the up air. Nice. Alright, this is cool. I forgot how cool this costume is. And then we got his most like I like to call them daggers. So let's see, left air, down air, and then mostly up air. Okay, yeah, Ragnar moves ain't too crazy, but they are pretty much nice. But I feel like this costume as well, like, it doesn't represent like any St. Patrick's Day costume. And yes, it is green, but like, it doesn't like, we need like a costume that kind of like fits with like kind of like more like a top hat or anything like that. I mean, I get where they're going with the green, by the way, but like, they need to go ahead and pretty much, you know, do something about this, because these costumes started getting a little bit just kind of like being like Halloween or just random. But this costume is cool though. I can't hate on this costume. This is a really cool costume for Ragnar. So I'm glad I'm pretty much showed it pretty much again. Sorry, glad to show it pretty much in 2026. And the last one we have for pretty much today is the Ungrim one, which is up top. So here we go. We got Warboard Ungrim. Oh, sorry, Ungrim. So this we have his weapon skin for the Splinter, for the axe, and the War Pipes, which I do love, by the way. So here we go. Ungrim. This costume is cool too. He's like a warrior St. Patrick's like costume. This is like something for like Ungrim I never expected of. Alright, so let's see. So here's his war pipes. The fact they really put a spear for the war pipes is like really crazy. So here we go. So right air. Yeah, so I remember mostly his moves, so not really new to that. Up air, and then mostly down air. Alright, nice. Yeah, so it's not really much like a far range weapon, but it's pretty much cool. And then we have last, this is his axe. So do this, up air. Cool, so you can probably do a combo with this. Kinda like hard to trigger. Alright, you go down there. Yeah, so this is pretty much nice. Then right air, and then up, and then down air. I love how he pretty, you know, just pulls like kind of like, you know, just like random like, just like how should I say it? Like kind of like a saint weapon, like more of like two weapons, but kind of like a little like shadow. That's what I was thinking of. Like that is cool. But yeah, this costume is also really nice. I'm glad what they did a costume for like Ungrim, because this might be one of his best costumes for Lee around St. Patrick's Day. So that is pretty much nice to see. So I'm glad I showed this costume pretty much in 2026. But yeah, but what and one, I'm gonna go ahead and end off right here. If you guys enjoyed this, you already know what to do. So I'll see y'all tomorrow afternoon in the next video. Bye.